Hey crafters, it is Merritt and I am back for another Naptime Crafter project. I know it's been a while. I spent my Christmas crafting in my pajamas in a state that was not video quality. So we're going to go ahead and hop on now and work on a Valentine's project. I saw a version of this for very expensive. I believe it was on Pottery Barn Kids. And my wheels started turning, and my son is too small to do a school envelope box situation yet, but I thought I would modify it for a front door wreath, because who doesn't love a little love on their front door? So what we are going to need today is some felt in Valentine's colors, your hot glue gun, a ruler, some scissors, different markers that are also in the Valentine's theme. You're going to need, I found this package of adhesive backed foam sheets. Comes in multicolors. I pulled out the Valentine's colors here. It was super cheap. I think I used a coupon and it ended up being maybe $4 or $5 or something for a big pack of like 50 different colors or something. So you're going to need something like that. And optional, but if you don't feel like writing, you can use stencils. This is a little small stencil pack from Folk Art that I picked up in the clearance section. I've yet to really use this stencil because I've used it maybe for a couple things you can see, but I don't tend to love stencils, so I try it sometimes for like a stencil-y look. But anyway, get with the program, right? And then what else will you need? You will need maybe some paper. What I'm going to do is give you the pattern pieces on my website so you can go ahead and download them in my freebie section, and then cut them out, print them on 8x10. They'll be right to the same scale. You don't have to mess with scale, and we'll be good to go. Okay? So we're going to work from the ground up because I think that that's sometimes the easiest thing to do. So what I've done is the first piece is the back. Now I've chosen this magenta color, and I happen to also have an 8x10 sheet of that in the adhesive backed felt. Now this is just a time-saving trick. It's not necessary, but you're going to want to stabilize the back layer of your door piece, just so when it's opening and shutting and opening and shutting and opening and shutting, it doesn't get all saggy and weird looking, okay? So you can use cardboard, you could use a plastic placemat that you cut up to size, you could use a cereal box inside, you know, like the front of a cereal box. Use what you have, don't buy anything. But I happen to have a matching sheet, so I'm going to use that. So, also use ribbon or anything that you have. Don't go and spend any money on this. I just happen to have this red ribbon that is a little wider than I would normally want, but I'm just going to do it. And you need about 14 inches of this for your handle of your mailbox. So now what you're going to do is, since I don't have a full sheet of the adhesive backed, I'm going to only have it adhese at the front of the top, but you won't do this. So you peel a little bit back, or put a little glue if you don't have an adhesive backed piece, and then you're going to use your hanger, and you're going to put it down about an inch down, as close to the outside edge as you can, with leaving a little bit of glue so it can adhere to the front, okay? And then I'm actually going to add a little bit of hot glue since I've got such a wide ribbon here. If you've got a thinner ribbon, you probably won't have to do this, but I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue right on the front of that, you see? And then I'm going to put my piece right on top of it, okay? Okay. Do you see what I've done here? Now I've got my handle sandwiched between with a nice clean edge, okay? So that's going to be the top of my door piece, okay? Now simply all I can do is flip this back, pull, and lay it down, okay? Now, as you can see, like I was mentioning, my adhesive layer was a little bit shorter because I had used it for a previous project. So I don't care. It's fine. Who cares? It looks just as fine. And actually, I cut it hard out, so it kind of looks cool. But whatever. You're going to have the same size front and back, and you're going to adhesive it on so it'll meet. But if you don't freak out. Just use what you have, right? Okay. So at this point, yeah, you can see, pick the side that you like better once you do this. If you have matching sides on both sides, if you have two different colors, pick the side you want facing outward, not against the door, not the backpack, and put that side up, okay? So the side that's going to the door will be on the surface, okay? Now pretend like your table now is your door, okay? So now, eventually this will hang on the door, right? So now what you're going to want to do is work upwards, okay? And we're creating that pocket that you saw to hold the letters. So the next puzzle piece is this. And all this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I have turned on its side. And I will again give you this template. What it does is it makes it a little bit wider, just a little bit wider here, so that when we glue it into place, it creates that pocket, okay? So you're going to want to cut that out. Now, I prefer doing a contrasting color on the front because I think it looks cute, so I did. Da, 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 magic of TV. So all I've done here is, oh, I've got a little glue here. Let me pull that off. It looks a little gnarly. So all I've done here is I've used that template piece that I gave you, and then I also will give you the mail, the words for mail, that you'll just trace and cut out on your felt in a contrasting color. And then I've also glued on some hearts on here just for a little 3D effect. Now the last thing I did was I had some extra trim that I used to go around. So if you have extra trim laying around, just make sure it goes with the color scheme. Use it. Why not use it? You could do things like, for example, take this little, this is one of those cording trims. And if I wanted to, before I did this heart, I could have just easily glued this cording around the heart and created a cute little heart that is easier to hold down with glue. But you see what I'm saying? Use what you have, make it a fun project, bring the kids out. All you have to do is make sure that your colors are kind of coordinating and you have basically things that are easy to mix and match to where you can't go wrong. That way, no matter what anybody makes, whatever heart they make, whatever zigzag, straight line, whatever they do, it coordinates and it goes great for your front door project, okay? So, once you have made your front, have fun with this, okay? You're going to want to glue it on. Now, like I said, we want that bubble to come out so that we can stick our envelopes in there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start on one side and in a little bit, because I would like to see this pink all the way around the outside edge. So in just a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and put my line of glue here, and then I'll stop. And I'll go ahead and just stick it right down on here and hold it for a minute, okay? Now, if you have anything that you're worried about, pull it off now while it's hot, because the felt is not very forgiving with this hot glue. It really does seep in there and it really holds it. I actually normally don't recommend using hot glue as an adhesive for long-term outdoor projects, because it always, in Florida especially, will pop off if it's extremely hot or extremely cold. But with felt and fabric, it'll hold it together for as long as you want it to, especially the felt. Fabric, sometimes it will still pull off, but you're good to go with that, with felt. Now, we've done this side. Let's rotate it and go around that bottom edge, making sure that you're keeping the white edging, or the edge of your envelope, even across the bottom, okay? So what that's going to do is kind of create a curve. So you need to be sure that you're paying attention and you're keeping, don't lay it down flat, okay? Don't lay it flat. You want to go ahead and buckle it up, okay, so that it lays straight but not flat, okay, because if you lay it flat, it'll go off the edge. You see what I'm saying? It's going to go off the edge. You want to bubble it up here in the middle, make sure it's going straight across the bottom. Then you're going to turn it. Now, I actually did scooch this over a tiny bit too much, so we're going to try to re-help this, but it's always easier to add more glue than take it away, so do yourself a favor and don't overdo it with the glue. You can always go back and add a dot more here and there if you need to. Now this looks a little funky right now because it's empty, but once we fill it up, it's going to look so cool, like a mailbox. Okay, see? So we're going to let that dry, and then we've created that pocket now, okay? So if you use my template, because if you use a flat rectangle, it's not going to work like this. You won't have this pocket that you can then stuff. So make sure that you use my template, okay? It's a winged template. Okay, the next piece of the template is the envelope flap. Now, I purposely made this shorter because I want plenty of room for the letters to come out, but you use your discretion. If you'd like it to cover all the way over and close for some reason, then you just need to either use my template and glue it closer to the top like this, or lengthen my template by just simply, what you're going to do is when you print this out, you know, what I'll do is I'll leave it about halfway down the page like this, so that when you do, you can decide if you want to cut this right here or if you want to leave this extended portion, okay? So I'll go ahead and do that for you so you have that extended portion built into the template. So again, magic of TV, da 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 da. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and glue right along the top here. Again, it allows for this to be a flap, but it's not really realistic, you know? Now you want to try to match as much as you can that edge. It's not perfect, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. This is supposed to be cute. So now on this one, I want to make sure I get it right along where I need it to be and nowhere else. So I'm actually going to do it on the piece, and I recommend that as well. And then I'll just lightly, don't push on the hot glue, okay? Don't do it. If you push it, it squeezes it all out, and then it goes everywhere and it's impossible to get off. Just be gentle, be nice. We're being gentle in 2020. We're being kind and gracious with ourselves. That's what I'm going into 2020 thinking. I hope you are too. So now we've created our little pocket. What do we need to fill the pocket? Letters. Okay, so what we want to do is, taking our sheets, we are creating a front and back, okay, to our card. And what we're going to do is we're going to take two sheets. You can see I use these all the time. That one's light side and one is dark on the other side. That still goes with the Valentine's theme. And we're going to slowly peel back the backing and stick them together, okay? So you see I already started this one. So once you peel back that initial edge and you stick them together, don't worry about it being perfect, okay? Just don't worry about it. Then all you need to make sure is it's pretty straight. You don't want it super wonky because then you'll go way off. But if it's a little bit off like that, we'll trim it anyway, guys. Don't worry. So now you're going to pull these. This is a trick. Pull them about the same part, and then you can hold on to both and pull at the same time. And then just slide your hand across. And what that does is it allows no air bubbles. Okay, so you've joined these two, no air bubbles. So now once you do that, what you're going to want to do is cut them using your X-Acto knife or your Rolly cutter and your metal, and you're going to cut them into 3" by 5" squares. So now they have become double-sided foam cards. Look at this, guys. This in and of itself can be a fun family project. You could actually go ahead and make whatever you can, and then depending on the age of your kids, just have them color up a card and then stick it in the envelope. Hello, how adorable is that? Especially for Family Day. You could like look here, I just like made them up. From Grammy, you know, she lives, and then to Oz, and then to Uncle Mike, from Uncle Mike to Oz, and then I wrote one to Oz, so obviously it's for my son, but this one I'm gonna go ahead and show you what you do. So it's so easy. Once you have drawn something on the front or the back, let's pick an orange for the back for the carrot. You're just gonna, the foam takes marker very well, so you're just gonna pick a marker and you're just gonna say, hey, Ozzy, great, Graham loves you lots. XOXO. Done. Easy as that. So this is where if you want to use a stencil and get all fancy with it, you can. Why? Just have fun with it. So now I can take these letters and I'm going to make a few more so that I have about 6 to stick in there. And then what I can do is, if I've got any leftover foam or felt like this, I can go ahead and buffer, you know, kind of just like use this in here, and then I'll be able to pull that out again later and reuse it. Why not, right? So now that's kind of got a little stability in there, and now it's just about arranging. So I want to make sure that you see the Uncle Mike. I want to see the mommy one. Actually, mommy's kind of cute to do the heart side. So now you can have fun arranging. And actually, what you could do is, each day, you could arrange them slightly different. And as the kids come home from school, they could be like, oh, I saw the different one, blah, 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 blah. So then, you hang it on the door. Stop it. Right